tag similar. We did role maps before, right? So we'll do some other stuff with this. So this is actually the find and replace document too that we were going to work with yesterday, so we'll do that too. So open up Common Look.
This is one of those.
Oh, is this a funky one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me know when you've got Common Look open and we're ready to go. We're good? Yeah, awesome. So open up your tag tree, click on your first paragraph tag, and it highlights Adams, right? The top left corner of the physical view. So for the sake of this example and stuff, go to the settings tab and check the checkbox for untagged. All right? And if it already is, then okay, just leave it checked. And if you deselected the paragraph tag that contains Adams, reselect it. This is kind of a pro tip here. So select that, and then in the physical view, over on the right-hand side, the vertical text that says retail pharmacies, right? Highlight not the black box, just the text retail pharmacies. Okay? It's actually untagged right now. Over here on the right-hand side, retail pharmacies. And then put that in an H1. So Control 1 will do that, or go to Insert Tag and put in a heading level 1. And then move that H1 to the top of the tag tree. I'm just going to hit Control Shift up arrow once to push it up to the top. Right? So do you have retail pharmacies in an H1 at the top of your tag tree now?
Yes.
Cool. So click on the paragraph tag for Adams. Just convert that. So go to the Convert Tag tab if you need to. Convert it to an H2. Okay? Go to the next paragraph tag, which highlights Biglerville, right? Convert that to an H3. What? So move it above. Right? Yeah, so when Common Look tagged it, just put it as the second tag in the tag tree. So then Control Shift up arrow, just we'll move it up easily. Right? Okay. Yeah, so we got H1 for retail pharmacies, we got H2 for Adams, we got H3 for Biglerville. Adams Cumberland Pharmacy, convert that to an H4. Okay? The whole reason being for ease of navigation in reading this document. This is a huge pharmacy directory. We're only in the A's and we're on page 845. Right? This is a massive document. So by putting Adams, and if I scroll down a little bit, we would put Bedford and Berks as well in H2s, right? So somebody can scan through listening to the H2s till they get to the county that they care about. And then they can scan through listening to the H3s until they get to the town that they care about, right? And then they can scan through the H4s until they get to the pharmacy that they care about, and then they can listen to that pharmacy's information, right? This is why we're using so many heading levels right here, right? Just for the ease of navigation, right? Now, we're on page 845, and we've got all these heading levels going on, and you've got to remember what is at what level the whole way through the document. That's way too hard. So in the tag tree, select your H2 for Adams, right? And then right-click on it, and the second to the last option in the context menu is Tag Similar. So hit Tag Similar. And your Affected Elements panel opens up, and you've got two other H2s, and when you select them, The first one is for Bedford and the second one is for Berks, right? Scroll back up in the tag tree, click on your H3 for Biglerville. Right click and choose tag similar, exactly.
And then he'll just do it.
Then you got a whole bunch of H3s that are all in the gray boxes as we work our way through the document, right?
Yep.
Go back up to the top, choose your H4 for Adams Cumberland Pharmacy. Right click and choose tag similar. And then there's all of your pharmacy names. Now, one thing that you need to be aware of, you want to be careful about, is this is all based on font characteristics, right? First of all, tag similar only works for heading levels right now, but it's all based on font characteristics. So by the time we get down to H4, maybe it's 12 point whatever font just turned bold, right? Okay. Now, if somewhere else in the document somebody tried to emphasize the word "and" by making it bold, Common Look's going to see that 12-point bold and put it in an H4. So if you're using tag similar, you want to, you do want to go through the affected elements panel and make sure that you really got everything you intended to get and not the things that you didn't intend to get. Does that make sense? On a mistake, you can fix it, right? But, that was pretty handy right there. Okay? So there's tag similar. Bookmarks are another important thing to use, especially in documents that are 9 pages or longer. Then you need to include bookmarks. So to do that, you can go to the bookmarks panel either by choosing the Windows tab and then the second icon from the left is for bookmarks, or the little tab down here at the bottom right of the tag tree says book ... That'll take you to bookmarks as well. Either here or up here, right? So you go to bookmarks. Right now I don't have any bookmarks, right? You want to set your bookmarks after you do your heading levels, because Common Look will take your heading levels and use those as the bookmarks, right? So if I had bookmarks here already, I would right click on it and choose delete to get rid of old bookmarks, and then I would choose regenerate bookmarks. So now here's my H1, right, for retail pharmacies. There's my H2s. Here's my H3s, and there's one H4 apparently in Hamburg, but there it is. Okay? So bookmarks are for navigation and heading levels are for navigation. The difference is people who have sight use the bookmarks to quickly navigate through the document. People who don't have sight and are using a screen reader, for example, would use the headings. So we want the headings and the bookmarks to match. Okay? So that's why you work your way through the tag tree, fixing all of your headings and stuff, and then do your bookmarks. Right? Okay. Go back to your tag tree. On the Windows tab, you can just choose the tags icon up here at the top right. Apparently in this one too, there's a couple role mapped tags. There's an extra character span and a paragraph span tag, right? You know that if you go to the Windows tab and you hit the role map panel or hit the role map button, then you get that. So whenever I see that, remember I just right click and choose remove role maps. Right click on the tag root, choose remove role maps. All right, so there they are. Now they're in spans. So okay. Right? Okay. Now, the other problem, the one thing that we were going to address with this document yesterday is, in fact, these symbols. the little upward facing arrow, the computer icon, and this little plus sign. If I scroll down to the bottom in the physical view, I see that the little arrow means provides a 90-day supply of maintenance medication, right? So instead of a screen reader reading whatever letter that is to make that character, I want it to say provides a 90-day supply of maintenance medication, right? So in the physical view, highlight one of your little arrows. It doesn't have to be the first one, but don't highlight the one down at the bottom of the page. It's already artifacted. So choose one in the body of the document somewhere. And then I'm really a big fan of this keyboard shortcut. Control H is find and replace. Right? So here's the simple find and replace that we were going to do yesterday. So do you see where it says find what now? You have that little square, little rectangle, right, for the character, right, that you highlighted. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't really feel like typing provides a 90-day supply of maintenance medication because I'm too lazy and I don't type that well, right? So from the settings tab, if you want to look up on the screen, the labeling maybe is a little bit confusing. This selection tool group right over here in the middle of my screen anyways, right? Not this stuff over here. Right over here where it says common look selection or text selection. If I choose the radio button for text selection, then I can highlight provides a 90-day supply of maintenance medication, and then right click and choose copy. Control C won't actually copy it here. Okay, so right click and choose copy, and then go over to the replace with field, and you can Control V to paste that in there. Right, so I didn't have to type all that. Right? Then this is pretty easy. I can just go ahead and hit replace all. So I want to replace all of those symbols with that alt text. And common look finds 32 of them. And there's your span tags with your alt text provides a 90-day supply of maintenance medication. Right? And as you click down or arrow down through those, you see that it's all of the little arrows. Okay. Are you with me so far?
Span on the span.
Say that?
Arrow's supposed to be span within span.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't really matter because there were already those extra character spans or paragraph spans there. So, okay, that doesn't matter. All right. If you don't like that, right, we could select these and then hit Control P, and it just pushed them all out of the span within a span. Now it's just a span in a paragraph. Okay. Now, to take care of, for example, the computer icon, right? Change your selection tool back to common look selection, right, over here, right, common look selection, and then highlight the computer icon. Oops, I got both. There you go. And then Control H puts that into find and replace. Right, you see that? Yeah, I realize it's another little rectangle, but trust the process. So then choose the radio button again for text selection. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and choose may accept electronic prescriptions. Right click and copy. Paste it in. And hit replace all. And you found 29 of them, right? Say that again.
The bottom of the page says go on, it says page, never mind. Figure it out.
Okay. So then there's your span tags with may accept electronic. You'd go back to common look selection, highlight one of your little plus signs. Again, Control H. Back to text selection and highlight or select, may administer vaccines and copy. Paste it into replace with and replace all. One of the finer points of this whole little thing here is people often forget is switching between text selection and common look selection. Right? That gets people tripped up sometimes.
This next one, it's not working. First one worked. So you have it highlighted? The star?
So yeah, go to common section, highlight P, and hit your icon.
It's like, it's, you select this and control I, and then you go.
Right, Control H.
That's what I was missing.
Okay, and then change the alt text. Makes it, okay, that is the right alt text, right? Makes up electronic descriptions, that's correct.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay, here we go. I forgot to control. Because what is the control H do?
That automatically puts it into the find and replace panel.
Oh, okay.
Find and replace, Control H is find and replace. Control F is find, right? Control H is find and replace. Okay. All right, how did we do with that? Good? Awesome. I'm going to reset panels location and then save and close.